I'm Donna from Magic Hour Needle Crafts. If you've been looking at our videos or listening to our podcast or visiting our Facebook page before, you'll notice that we have changed our name from Magic Hour Cross Stitch Supplies because we have expanded. So now we are carrying, in addition to cross stitch supplies, we're also carrying needlepoint supplies and something special for embroidery and tatting thread and all kinds of new stuff. So if you haven't checked our website out for a while, this is a good time to go and look. It's magichourneedlecrafts.com. So hopefully we'll see you there. So in order to help our customers better, I wanted to be able to talk about needlepoint, which I have never done before. I've got decades of experience at cross stitch, never done needlepoint. I've done crewel and embroidery, a couple other things, but not a lot. But needlepoint I've never done. So I've been exploring the world of needlepoint and having a ball. I had no idea it was so much fun. The parts that I like about it are that there's a million different stitches, and I am just having so much fun learning all these stitches. They have cool names, and it's like you have to do them in the right steps and everything, or just stitch 10 stitch, and it's so simple and easy, so you get to choose how difficult you want your piece to be. So I'm really loving that, and I love that there's a whole new class of stash now that I need to build up, so I'm having fun with that too. Luckily, all the colors, of course, are the same number in pearl cotton as they are in embroidery floss that you might be more familiar with if you are also a cross stitcher. We've got the number 5 pearl cottons in stock, so I just went and picked out some of my favorite colors to do a little experimenting and trying out the new supplies and stuff. And we're getting our tapestry yarns in next week, so I'm excited about trying some of those. And needlepoint is also done sometimes with just regular embroidery floss. It depends on the mesh of your canvas. So where cross stitchers will talk about what count is your fabric, needle pointers will talk about what mesh is your canvas. So basically it's the same thing, how many stitches per inch. And what I decided to do, I started with doing some basic research. I read up on it on the internet, and I looked at a lot of different sites and read lots of articles and everything. Loved what I was reading. So after looking at so many different stitches, I had to try them out. So I had this tiny little scrap of 18 count canvas, 18 mesh canvas. And I just picked out some of my favorite stitches that I saw, and I stitched some of them as kind of a sampler. So I did, this is different, and this is different. It's in the same color, but I used that. And the gold cross things are in pearl cotton, number 5 pearl cotton. Number 5 is the size of the thread. And the rest is done in embroidery floss because it's 18 count. So I just picked out a few of my favorite stitches and stitched them up to see how well that worked, and I really enjoyed it. So when I was comfortable with that, with some basic and fancier stitches, I just did a simple design on a piece of leftover fabric or canvas. Sorry, that's going to take a while to get used to. I just sketched it out, and I'm going for this. So it's my pinwheel. It's actually a cross stitch design that I made a long time ago, and now I've adapted it for needlepoint, but basically it's just empty spaces with in the shape of a pinwheel, so that I have somewhere to put my stitches. And then I went to our products, our little cupboard where we keep all of our boxes of pearl cotton for the shop. I picked out my favorite colors. I got purple and so pretty pinks, and I love variegated. I've been working with variegated a lot in cross stitch, so they have some nice variegated in the pearl cotton, so I picked some of those as well. As you can see, that's this. The green is the variegated. Oh, oops, I got my needle minder there in the middle. Let's move that out of the way here. put that aside, but in the middle there you can see is also variegated, and the yellow in between the arms is also variegated. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It was not hard. I'm very happy with how well it came together. Some of the stitches I adapted something that I saw, made in different shapes, like the pink and blue here. I made it in kind of like a houndstooth shape, so it had a little more interest than just the back and forth thing called Scotch stitches. It'll take me a while to learn all the names, but I really enjoyed doing it. Now I'm filling in the background with got the variegated yellow all the way around and in between. And then my idea is to here we've got, these are Pearl Cotton's skeins. You can see that. They're all twisted up. I like that. That's very cool. So on the outside, it'll be this lighter orange, and then it'll go to the darker orange. And it'll give me a nice bright, I don't know, pillow or whatever I decide to turn it into. If anything, I'm really bad at finishing. I have a lot of projects stuck in a tote box waiting to be finished. But anyway, I would like to make a pillow or something out of this one. So some of the things that I noticed, the difference between cross stitch and needlepoint, of course there's a lot more variety in the stitches with needlepoint, but I found I was almost finished this design before I realized I was still stitching it as a cross stitcher. What I did is I outlined each of the arms with a solid, and it looked great, but of course when you stitch over it, it disappears. So, and really with needlepoint, you don't have to do that. The stitches sketch out the shape. So I didn't really need to do that. So that was definitely a cross stitch thing that I applied here and shouldn't have. Although a lot of the skills from cross stitch do translate to needlepoint quite well. So I was happy about that. And as I said, your floss can be used, so it's not like you have to start from scratch to build up your stash if you don't want to. I picked out lots of colors, and I just put them in a little, this is like just a little snack bag. I got a box of them for like $2 at the dollar shop. But so you don't really need a lot of specialized equipment. You can, your basics, like I'm even using my Q-snap because it happens to be exactly the right size for my project, fortunately. So that worked out well for me. But usually needlepoint will be done on these, they're called stretcher bars. They come in all kinds of sizes. So just picking a couple at random here. So what you do is they link together. This is 2 in each package. So you link them, they fit together like dovetail, and you just make a rectangle the size of your project, and then you tack your canvas to the stretcher bars, and it'll keep it nice and tight. So, and it's safe, of course. So that's usually how needlepoint is done. My next video is going to be, I'm going to open up some of these beauties and try them out with my box of tacks. I've never done it before. We're going to do it live on camera. So wish me luck on that. But that's the next one. This one, I'm just wanting to show you this, give you a heads up about a couple of the differences I've noticed so far, show you the beautiful pearl cottons. There are other sizes of pearl cottons, and we'll be getting those in as well. Size 3 will be a little bit finer, size 8 or bigger. You can also use the variegateds, and you can use metallics, anything that you want, satins, and there's so much variety here. It's going to be fun to explore. Basically what you have in your basket, what I have in my basket, anyway, this is my little stitching basket. So I've got a little baggie to use for orts. Well, not extra floss. I've got better glasses, pair of scissors, an eraser for if you have to take stitches out. I found the pearl cotton left residue behind a lot more than the floss does on fabric. So a nice clean white eraser helps to get those out, but otherwise stitch over it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But also a pair of leather thimbles, because the thread, I probably, on 18 count, I probably should have used a different size. Didn't realize till too late to change. But this helps pull the needle through and it kind of gets stuck. So that was helpful too. But other than that, it's easy and fast to get started. So it doesn't have to be a big money investment or a big hassle to find all the special goodies. You can get started practically with what you've got. So, but it should be on canvas, not fabric. So I will be posting and videoing regularly on my needlepoint journey, and I hope you'll join me. So this has been Donna, and Serena is there behind the camera as usual. That's her, my beautiful daughter. And I hope you'll join us on our needlepoint journey. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. It's Magic Hour Needlecrafts at gmail.com, and our website, magichourneedlecrafts.com. See you later.